I spent a lot of time in the boxing world, go around the world, meeting different people from different cultures, and that's one of the reasons I came tonight because um, I just think there's a lot of the culture from Afghanistan, which is very honourable, very dedicated people, and very family orientated, and those are things that are really important.
Hi, this is Aiysha for iBoxingHub. I'm here with none other than the voice of boxing, Adam Smith. How are you, Adam?
Hi, Sean. Very well. Had a really good evening. Thoroughly enjoyed it tonight, raising funds for Afghanistan, which is great. One of my oldest friends used to treat me to his dad's Afghan food as we grew up. So yeah, I've always been. It's always been something very close to me, actually, Afghanistan, and glad to be here, supporting a great cause, and talking to some really cool fighters, and it's been a fantastic night.
You interviewed two amazing boxers today, Casey and Masood, both from Afghanistan heritage. Tell me how inspirational their stories were to you.
Both of them have great stories. Different ones. Hard journeys getting to the UK. Very proud of their roots, and both of them want to be inspirational to many Afghans here in England, but also they want to do things back in their homeland beyond boxing. So, yeah, terrific. I think they're very exciting fighters. They're great guys. They speak well. They're great representatives of our sport. So, it was a pleasure to get to know them a little bit better.
The vast majority of people that came to this event today were obviously Muslims. So you heard from the charity, which was a Muslim charity. Talk to me about anything that struck you from anything in the evening tonight.
Yeah, I mean, very much so. I grew up with a really diverse set of friends. When I was young, I grew up with one of my best friends, I said, Afghanistani, another Indian, another South African Jew, very, very eclectic mix of people. So I've always been attracted to diversity, and I spent a lot of time in the boxing world, go around the world, meeting different people from different cultures, and that's one of the reasons I came tonight because I just think there's a lot of the culture from Afghanistan, which is very honourable, very dedicated people, and very family orientated, and those are things that are really important. And I really got a lot out of tonight. I met some really interesting people, not just the fighters, but others that are supporting this. Legal Blows, what a great job they're doing as well, for very, very, very different mix of fighters. Denzel Bentley, one of them, who had a great win the other night. And so look, I'm really glad Adil asked me to come. And it's been fantastic being just a little part of what's been a great evening. I think everyone's had a good time. We're being asked to leave and people are still hanging around. So that's always a good sign that an evening event's gone well.
How important do you think it is for people to do charity events like this and to raise funds for, places around the world where people are going through a lot of suffering, a lot of heartache? How important is it to do these kind of events?
It's hugely important, and I think that I used to help out Hope and Homes for Children, which is a fantastic charity, and also Future Dreams for breast cancer. And I had my own cancer battle last year, and I think since I had that, my perspective on life has changed dramatically. I was at the food bank yesterday in West London in Acton, where I live. I think charity work and volunteer work is incredibly important. My mum volunteers. I do. My daughter does. I think it's great, and raising money for people that are less fortunate or in not great positions, or haven't got some of the the food that we have, or the shelter and homes we have, is hugely important. And of course, it's difficult to sort of support every charity. You've got to choose, I guess, ones that are maybe more personal to you. But I think it's anyone that helps others and is grateful for what they have. It's brilliant to see. And as I said, because I went through my own difficulties, I think I feel, I see the world in a different light now. And I guess, rather than sort of walking past people who are suffering on the street, I stop and talk, and I try and help out. So yeah, I think when you've been through difficult times, it makes you appreciate what you've got. And yeah, I certainly I'm helping the bladder cancer charity out because that's what I had. And yeah, I think anyone that digs deep for these sort of charity endeavours is great, and we're very grateful for that.
Obviously, this was an event where we had many boxers joining us today. So talking about boxing, which fight do you think has stood out for you for 2024?
Wow. I think it's probably Usyk Fury 1, and it's going to be Usyk Fury 2 in a few days' time. So, yeah, I think that was the centerpiece of the year. We've had some incredible nights. Obviously, Daniel Dubois' victory over Anthony Joshua. Many, many, many good nights. But, yeah, I think now we're, just 7 days away from the second fight, the revenge or the repeat mission, reignited, Usyk and Fury 2. So you've got to say that's been the story of the year. Or maybe it's been the development of Saudi Arabia and Turkey Al Sheikh and Riyadh season, and the fact we've had Riyadh seasons in LA and also in London. But yeah, that's been good. From a personal note, I've been really happy to help out Summit Sports and GBM. So yeah, we've had some great fights on the GBM card. One last Saturday with Kes Ashfaq and Levi Giles. But of course, that's a lot levels below what we're talking about with Usyk Fury and Joshua Dubois and other big fights. But yeah, I think Usyk Fury or Fury Usyk, let's see what happens on Saturday night, is the story of the year.
Can you give us a prediction for Usyk Fury 2?
Well, I'm calling the fight, so I won't predict, but I do think it's going to be a fantastic night. I've been in camp with Alexander Usyk, and he looks incredible. So I expect the best of Alexander. Tyson's locked himself away. He's not let media anywhere near him this time, which I think is a good sign. I think he'll be in the best condition he can be. He can win this fight. Between 4 and 7 last time out, he was terrific, but he's got to sustain it over 12 rounds. And I think that's why most people give the edge to Usyk because of that. He's done it once. He should be able to do it again. But it's heavyweight boxing. Tyson's very good in rematches. He loves it when his back is up against the wall and he's the underdog. So, ride him off at your peril. I think it's going to be another great fight, and I can't wait for it.
And lastly, one fight that you really want to see happen in 2025?
It's not Jake Paul against Carl Froch. As much as I love Carl. What do I want to see in 2025? Great question. I think it's got to be Fury Joshua because it's the fight the casual fans want to see. And it doesn't matter what happens to Tyson this weekend. If he loses, they still make that fight. I think AJ's waiting around for that fight. I think that the public need that fight. And again, it doesn't even matter if Tyson knocks Usyk out or gets knocked out. People will still rally round Fury Joshua. So I'd like to see a couple of those next year.
Amazing. Adam, thank you so much for your time. Lovely to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.